Hey, welcome. Thank you for coming to listen to the Lichen Sclerosus podcast. My name is Kathy, and this is our journal of learning about and living with lichen sclerosus. Normally, I would speak to someone or research an aspect of lichen sclerosus and bring you the information. But this week, I've got some amazing news. I've got two good news and one bad news. So I'm going to give it to you like this. Good, bad, good. All right? There's a sandwich the bad in there a little bit. So, yesterday, I did a live. And what you're going to hear today is audio from that live because it was lit. Okay. And I just couldn't record it any better. So why do I need to reinvent the wheel when it's already done? Okay. And it's going to go in depth very much into what this amazing news is. And I cannot wait for you to hear it. So the first good news is that the searchable provider directory is live, baby. Okay. After you listen to this episode, head on over there, check it out, play with it. You'll like it. So that's the first good news. The bad news is this will be the last podcast episode for a little while. And I don't know exactly how long a little while is, and you will have to listen to the rest of this episode to find out why. And the best news is, well, let me give you a little bit of background first. I know, I'm such a fucking tease. I love you. But it was almost a year ago to the date that I recorded an episode titled, What Can We Learn from Breast Cancer Awareness? And if you have not heard that episode, I highly encourage you to go and do that because it very much is a precursor to this episode. And I will have, again, the links in your description. In that episode, I highlight what we can learn from breast cancer awareness and its history. And I'm so happy because today we are going to start making history. You and I are going to start making history today with this episode. Because today we are launching the Lichen Sclerosus Support Network into becoming a full-fledged nonprofit. You heard me right. We are going to be a full-fledged nonprofit with the purpose of preventing negative emotional and mental health effects that come with having a lichen sclerosus diagnosis. And we're going to do that shit by any means necessary. And you got to listen to this episode so you can hear me break that shit down, okay? Because I am so fucking excited. I hope you are pumped. Because we need to be excited. We need to come out in full force. We need the energy because this is just the beginning of a very long road. And I'm here for it. And I need you to be here for it too. If you've enjoyed this podcast, if you have come to a virtual meetup, if you have followed me on Instagram and you enjoy my posts on Facebook, this is a call out for you. If you are passionate about women's health and women's issues, this is a call out for you. And I'm so excited for you to listen to the rest of this episode because if you don't come out pumped and ready for action, man, oh no, you need to email me. We need to talk. Okay? If you're not following me on social media, this is why you need to, because there will be more lives. There will be stories updating what is going on. So make sure you follow me. Look in your description. Get all that information. And I don't know when I'm going to be talking to you on here next. But until I do, you have an amazing time. And I will talk to you the next time. Here's my conversation on social media. The site for the new LS provider directory is lssupport.net/providers. First thing I want to emphasize is that this list of providers is ever growing. We're getting new referrals every day, and this list is compiled from women like you, women who have amazing doctors and they want to share their amazing doctor, because let's just say it's hard to come across an amazing doctor when we're dealing with LS. So these are referred by people with LS who've gone to these specialists, these doctors, and said, you know what, they've treated me so well, I love it, I'm going to refer them so that other women in my area can go to them. We are not paid by the providers. The providers are not paid by us. There's no commission. This is strictly a project made from love because we know it's needed and we figured out how we could do it with the budget that we have. Make sure that you bookmark this page because, like I said, it is ever growing. It is international. Unfortunately, most of the providers are in the US right now because that's where we got most of the referrals. But I need my international community to start sending me their doctors too, because the people in your country need referrals as well. Definitely research any provider that you are going to go to. We do not endorse any of these doctors. We haven't had contact with many of these doctors. And so you have to be real careful about who you're going to, because just because one person had a good experience with one doctor doesn't mean you're going to have the same experience. Everyone is different. Everyone's values and priorities are different. How they interact with people is different. So make sure you do your homework. So don't forget, the provider list is at lssupport.net/providers. lssupport.net/providers. Okay. Now I want to tell you about our secret. All right, Jacqueline, you ready to tell them about the secret?
Yep, ready.
So
exciting.
We are very, very happy to let you know that we are turning LSSN into an actual nonprofit organization that is going to be raising awareness, providing support, just doing all of the things for LS. And I should be more excited because all of the things that we're already doing, we're about to multiply them. Okay, we're about to explode and do them on an even bigger scale. I'm so excited to get this off of the ground because what does this mean for you? So here's my vision. This is what I foresee for our future. I foresee an organization that is providing accurate, evidence-based information to providers, that's dermatologists, that's gynecologists, that's family practitioners, anyone who's going to be looking at us that we're going to go to. We're going to be giving them information. We're going to be letting them know how to look at our vulvas, how to give us treatment once we are found to have LS. And then we're also going to provide them with the information that says, okay, listen, if you have someone who has LS, you give them this pamphlet, you send them to this website, and then they can join their sisters. Okay. And then when you get that diagnosis, you're going to come to LSSN, Lichen Sclerosus Support Network, and we're going to just give you a big old virtual hug and say, you got this. You are going to be okay, so that we don't run down those negative thoughts so that we're not searching on Google and going down those wormholes, so that those negative mental and emotional feelings that we went through when we were first diagnosed, because it was such a lack of information, the women of the future are not going to have to go through that, because we're going to be there for them. Then we're also going to have support groups, and not just any support groups. These are going to be peer supported specialists, meaning that they will have training. We are going to pay for them to be certified to run these support groups, because there's nothing worse than going into a support group and being triggered because someone doesn't know the proper way of running a support group. We're not therapists, we're not psychologists, and so we want to help, but sometimes we don't know that we're doing more harm than good. So the peer support specialists that are going to be running our support groups are going to be trained, certified. There's going to be continuous education, and it's going to be virtual. So there's going to be multiple times and dates. Hopefully we can get multiple languages. How amazing would
that would be amazing.
Oh my God.
So good.
So you can have a virtual group in Swiss, in Italian, in Spanish. Oh my God. How amazing would that be? And we have the LS Warriors, which is my own personal support group off of social media, which is family. This is not like a Facebook group. This is a family. You're building a family. And the groups will be no more than 50. So you'll know who's in your group. You'll know, like I've gotten to know Jacqueline and Maria and Donna and all of the ladies in my group so intimately. They are truly my sisters. When they hurt, I hurt. I know them. They're not just a name with a picture scrolling by on a comment. And in these groups, there is education. We talk to each other on a weekly basis. And I will be able to provide that for women who want that. Again, helping with the mental, because it's not just about education and information. It's about the mental health aspect of it as well.
So huge.
As we grow, we were able to raise more money. Guess what? Next phase, scholarships, grants for women who cannot afford medication, surgeries, the treatments that they need. Because let's call it what it is. The healthcare system all over the world fucking sucks. And there is a lot of people who are desperate for treatments and they can't afford it. It's either buy food or get this treatment. And you can't do both sometimes. I spoke to a lady in Las Vegas that she says she uses her steroids sparingly because it costs her $400 for a tube of clobetasol. That is ridiculous. So she actually gets it from Canada now because it's cheaper. That is unacceptable. I have a lady in my group that I know she needs a procedure, license of adhesion, and it would help her tremendously. She is in pain, but she cannot afford to go see the doctor who can do this procedure for her, and she can't afford the procedure itself. You will be able to apply for grants, and we'll be able to partner with doctors who know what the hell they're doing to provide these services for you. And the last mission of this organization is funding for research. We need to lobby our government. We need to get the dollars that we need so that they can fund the research, fund more treatments, fund what is this? Where did it come from? So then we can find out, how do we cure it? It can be done. But we need to start somewhere. We need to be aggressive, and they're not making this for us. So we have got to make it for ourselves. And so I am so proud to be able to do this, to have the resources to start this. But I need your help. I cannot do it alone. I've been doing it alone for a year, and I am at capacity. I am past capacity. Jacqueline knows how hard I work.
Yep.
The ladies in my group know the pains that I go through to provide the information for you and to provide a space where you can get evidence-based information and come and ask questions and a safe space. And I want to be able to provide that to the masses. Starting a nonprofit is expensive, especially with the goals that we have. Just to get someone through the class to be certified as a peer support specialist in my state, in Pennsylvania, it's $1,000 just for the class. Then they have to take the test, which is $125. So that's just after we've established the nonprofit. So this is going to take money, and it's going to take people who have the knowledge and the willingness to help and volunteer and do these things. So first thing we have to do is establish the organization. And we need two things. We need money and we need people. If you can donate, if you can share, if you can help us fundraise the starting of this wonderful organization, I'm going to put the link in the comments on Instagram where you can go and donate. You can share on Facebook and on YouTube. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen for you there. What we need to do on top of money, we need people that have started organizations before. I've never done this, okay? So I'm learning as best I can, and I've got a coach, but I need people, I need board members to help with this startup. So if you have started a nonprofit organization or someone who would be passionate on the subject, on LS and female health, and you think they would be a good fit, then have them email me at support@lssupport.net. Okay? If you want to volunteer, email me at support@lssupport.net. Jacqueline, did you want to share anything real quick?
Yeah, I just really want to thank you, Kathy, for everything that you do for the LS community. I think it's so important that we raise awareness. I think it's so important that we establish this as a non-for-profit because there are so many people out there that need help, that need support, that just can't access it. And it's such a shame that people can't, there's a barrier for them. And because of this barrier, they can't get information, they can't get treatment, they can't get healthcare. So I think it's so important, the work that you're doing and that the Lichen Sclerosus Support Network is doing to make this happen. And like Kathy said, you might not be able to donate with money,
Right.
and that's okay. But don't underestimate the power of sharing. Share it to your stories, share it on Facebook, word of mouth. You know, if you're chatting with your mom on the phone, how's your week? Oh, my week was good. I listened to a live. You know what? Don't underestimate the power of word of mouth and spreading the word that way. It doesn't always have to be a donation of money. It can be time, effort, so many other ways that you can help contribute, build this up. And I can't wait to watch this project develop and blossom. And it's really empowering as people with lichen sclerosus to be a part of something like this, to be a part of history, really, because this is going to make history. And there's nothing more empowering than taking complete control over your health by participating like this.
Thank you. Lichen Sclerosus Support Network does have a Facebook page, and we will be updating it throughout the process. Make sure that you go on Facebook and add it. We will be updating on the stories. I don't do a lot of stories, but I'm going to start doing more stories to update you. Unfortunately, by doing this, I do have to stop doing the podcast. I don't have the capacity to do both because the podcast literally takes me at least 16 hours from start to finish to do one episode. You guys only see 30 to an hour of time, but there's a lot of work that goes behind it. And in order for me to create this organization the way it needs to be created, because we're not trying to do something that only lasts a couple years. We want this to be an organization that grows and lasts for hundreds of years for our future generations, so that there's no reason that our grandchildren ever go through what we go through, because we are going to put in the work and we're going to create this organization and get the information out there. Listen, I have so many ideas up in here. The money, the help to get them out there. Y'all see what I've done in 1 year by myself. Y'all got this directory. Okay? Y'all got this podcast. Y'all got YouTube. Y'all got, listen. And that's me. Imagine what we do when we can get together. And there's hundreds of us doing what we can do, whether it's donating because you don't have the time, whether it's volunteering because you don't have the money. Listen, I know there's got to be a lawyer out there with LS, or someone who's passionate about LS, a lawyer, if your husband's a lawyer. We need them. We need accountants. The more that people volunteer, that's less money we got to spend using for those services. Okay? I need help with the website. I created that by myself. You don't even know how many hours. But there's web developers out there with LS. We need you. Step up. Okay? We need volunteers. Let's say you say, okay, I can give you 4 hours a month. Give it to me, baby. I will put you to work. Jacqueline, no,
She will.
Jacqueline has been overworked because she's my one volunteer. She needs help. Okay?
She will,
So,
though. She'll put you to work.
if you can't donate, share the GoFundMe. If you can't donate, volunteer. It's support@lssupport.net. This episode will be the last of the podcast until we have it up and running, because this is the new passion project. We are getting this shit done. Okay? Listen, if y'all want the podcast back, you better get this shit done, because I'm not coming back until it's done. There you go. Y'all want to hear me? Y'all want more information? Let's get it done. Because I'm here, I'm putting in the work, I'm calling on you. I'm calling on you. If the podcast has ever done anything for you, if my words, whether written or spoken, have ever done anything for you, I'm calling on you to return that favor now, right now. We need your help. So you go to GoFundMe or you email me, let me know how you can help. Create your own fundraiser. I don't care. You can, I think on GoFundMe, you can do a fundraiser for that GoFundMe. Let's do this. Email me your ideas. I am not a one-woman show. I want us to grow this community. I want that if my daughter grows up and she has LS, she has a place to go. She has a place where she can go find her sisters, get the right information, not get taken advantage of by doctors who aren't up on the research, who aren't giving correct information. I want her to be in a better place. And if I can create that, you can create that. There's no goddamn reason we shouldn't. So email me your ideas. Email me any way that you can help me, because this is ours. If you're interested in being on the board, email me your experience. Email me your credentials. We need people. Like I said, we need lawyers. We need accountants. We need web developers. We need people in finance. We need it all. We need secretaries. We need everything. It's just me and Jacqueline and a beautiful woman named Lauren Byrne. That's it. We're a 3-man team right now. And Jacqueline's burnt out. I'm not asking Jacqueline to do a goddamn thing anymore because she is burnt out. It is time for someone else to step in. Listen, we're going to be having pamphlets, booklets, getting them into the doctor's office. Research, getting the names of these doctors, getting the directory of these doctors that are giving out bad information. We're putting them on a fucking mailing list, email list. You got to call us spam, because we're going to be sending you the proper information. Listen, don't get me started. Okay? That's where I'm at right now. All right. So Alexandra says, I have an idea of a way I could help We make explainer animations and specialize in talking about difficult subjects. I think we could do something to spread awareness. Yes!
Yes, that's
Andrea,
awesome.
yes! Love that! I love that.
Me too. That's awesome.
Laura says, I'm so excited by this. You guys are amazing. I'll definitely help any way I can. Yes!
Thanks, Laura.
Amy, hi, I'm going to contact my GYN. She said there's a large community of LS in my city. I'm going to see if she's interested in maybe donating or helping with the nonprofit. Yes!
Thank you, Amy.
Get
That's
the
amazing.
word out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dawn said, I just found out this debilitating disease actually has a name. Yes. And you know what, Dawn? You should have known. You know why you should have known? Because there should have been awareness, and goddamn it, we're going to put it out there. We're going to get the word out. Let me tell you something that I found out today. I found out there's a very influential doctor telling his patients that steroids is not effective against LS so that he could sell his procedure, which costs thousands of dollars. Woo, when you talk about my blood boiling, I sent a few choice emails and DMs to some people because I had to get it out. That is unacceptable. We will put a stop to that. We will have the information so easily searchable that when you put LS in, one of our sites is going to come out. Either the podcast, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, something, the website. We will have the proper, correct information out there. And I'm not saying that steroids is for everyone. You treat the way you want to treat, but albeit you're going to know that steroids is an option. You're going to know that this is a disease that is manageable. You're going to know that you need to create your team. You're going to know that you have support. You're going to know where to get accurate information, that you're not alone. Jacqueline spent, 2 years by yourself, not knowing that there was a community out there? That is unacceptable.
I knew nothing.
Unacceptable. So please help any way you can. If you can volunteer or share, let's just do it. Let's just do it. The group is stronger than the individual. I never wanted to do this by myself, but I knew I had to start this. And now is when I need my sisters and their communities and their circle. We got to all get it together. Okay? Bren, thank you for the love. Bren says, I'm popping in and out because I'm in class. I don't want to miss this. Sending love and support your way. I love it. I love it. This is an evolution. We are just getting started, literally just getting started. And like I said, I'm doing this mostly by myself. So it may look danky for a little bit until we start getting some people that can help. But at least let's do this. It can be done. It will be done. I know it will, because I'm not stopping until it's done. And Jacqueline knows when I put my mind to something, that shit is getting done. And it's getting done to the best of my ability. I don't do no halfway shit. Thank you. Yeah, I don't do no halfway shit. So, all right. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the directory. Send me your doctors if they're not on there. Share it. Volunteer. Support at lssupport.net. Go to the GoFundMe page, share the GoFundMe page, create your own fundraiser to get some money in that GoFundMe page. That's a work in progress. I'm busy. It's time for you to get busy and help me too. Any way you can. I don't care if it's $5 a week you can put in there, and maybe you get $5 a week from each of your family members. Listen, I know we can do this. I know we can. So I'm putting the call out. All right? So you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you next time. Bye. Bye.